Hello everyone, my name's Lou Sims, and if this is the first time visiting my channel, I'd love it if you would subscribe, hit the notifications and the like button, and that way you can be part of my crafting journey. Now today we're going to be looking at making a memory book satchel bag, and we're going to make it with a slight twist. So let's get started and I'll explain the twists and what I'm doing as I'm going along in the video. Now to make the satchel itself, you need the main base die, and you will need 2 of these. So we've got 1, 2 of these. Okay, so we'll need the main base die. What we also need is the curve, the lip. So we just need 1 of those, and we're going to assemble those pieces together. Now that is our main satchel, so when all the sides go up and then the lip goes over the top, and that is the main basis for the satchel. So I'm just going to decorate the inside and then I'll explain what we're going to be doing next. Right, to decorate the inside, what I've done is I haven't got any large pieces of paper, so I've taken a 6x6 and I've just drawn around the inside of my die, and the same on this part here, and that way I can create the matten layers I want, so they are quite tight, leaving just a small border around the edges. Now for this piece and this piece, you actually do get some matten layer dies. So all I've done is I've just cut them out and then just layered them up on top of there. Just move those out of the way. You also get a die that creates a mat for this layer. So I've already gone ahead and I've cut mine out. So as you can see, that's the inside of my satchel bag. Now I'm going to repeat the process and actually decorate the front. Okay, that's my outside decorated. So I've got my inside decorated as well. And what we're going to do now is we're going to add the straps, which will, when we close all this up, will lock everything into place. Right. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a crease there. Now on the top there, you can, I don't know if you can see, let's grab a white piece of paper. Would that be better? That's better. You've got 2 notches, and those notches are where you're going to place your straps, so they're central. And then the other thing you need to do is place your straps so they go up to the crease line. Now it's really tricky to see because of probably the colour of my card, but there is actually an indent also on the top crease there, and it's a small gap which also gives you an idea of where they go and they rest, and then they can sit there for perfect placement. Now it's your choice whether you put them on the inside or whether you put them on the outside. So you've got choices that you can make. It depends on the look that you want for your bag. Okay, now one of the other things I have done is I've die cut some in coloured card, but I've done them so that when I layer them up, I've got a little bit of a gap around the outside. Now I've still got this little bit here. Let's get the white card again. So I've still got this little bit here, and we need to trim that. So all I did was I took my coloured piece, I trimmed down the sides, and then I've just matched a whole piece up and drawn around the top to give me the perfect curve, as you can see there. And then I'm just going to trim those away. There we go. We've now got our trimmed pieces, which when we layer them up will fit perfectly, but the hole we need will not be you know, blocked in any way, shape or form. So I'm going to start getting these lined up and stuck down and put into place. Okay, in the die set you also get a pocket, and the pocket can sit at the front, and it has different score lines, so it actually stands proud from the front, but the way it's been cut, all these will join together beautifully to give a mitered pocket. So all we're going to do is fold down, fold up, and then the bit where the tape goes, fold down, as you can see there. So it's going to be fold down, fold up, and then with the bit where the tape is fold down. So now you can see when they join together and we have them stuck in place, it will create a beautiful concertina pocket on the front. But what I want to do first before I stick it into place is just stick down my layers. Now I've created a matte layer for my pocket, and all I did was I took the pocket die and I've cut it out of just this bit here that I needed, and then I just trimmed it to size so it fits on the front there, because I wanted a panel to match in with what I was going on. Right, I still now need to carry on decorating this. In the die set you get this die here which makes this die cut, and you also get this die here which makes this die cut. Now these die cuts are actually going to become your closures. So what will happen is these will fold up because you've got some little crease lines. You've got one there and you've got one the opposite side, and when they're closed, let's just move these, they will slide through your loop there, open back out and hold your straps in place. So we need to get all these stuck into place before we actually put our pocket on. As I said, so this will bend over, and when it's closed that will go over the top and hold everything in place. So I'm just going to do the inside straps now to match. Okay, so what we need to do is now we need to do the closures this side. So I've got another one there which is going to stick on the top like that, and one on the opposite side which is going to stick that way, and they will then form the closure along the side there. Now I can't make up my mind whether I want to put a silver bit before I do it so it matches up, or I'm going to leave them as is, but I'm not quite sure yet. But in the meanwhile, I am going to glue these in place while I make a decision. For the normal rucksack, what would happen is you get your die that makes a spine, and we would put a spine there and a spine there, and we'd put our pockets. But what I thought would be nice this time round is just to leave this plain and actually have a book that can come in and out. So I'm just going to put some pockets here and here, and then what we'll do is we'll gather all the bits ready to make the book that's going to sit inside. Right, about the book that's gone inside, or going to go inside our rucksack, should I say. What I've done is I've cut this part out, okay, twice, and we're going to be layering those up, but I haven't made any decision yet about how big my spine is going to be, because obviously it needs to be slightly smaller because this is the actual width of the rucksack itself. But once we've got the spines made, we can then play around with that. So I've cut 2 of those. What I've also done is I've taken the spine die that comes within the collection and I've cut 2 of those. Now, as you can see, it comes creased. And what I've done is I've put tape already on the places that I need to join together, and these will be the spines. So I've missed 2, so there's, as if I fold as I go along. So 1, 2, put some tape, miss 2, 1, 2, put some tape, miss 2, 1, 2, put some tape, miss 2, 1, 2, put some tape, and then I'm left with 1. Okay, so what will happen is now when I fold, take the tape away and fold those 2 pieces together, they'll stick together and they'll give me the starting point for my spine. So I'm going to take the tape away and get them all folded up. So that's my spine, but what I am going to do is I'm just going to fold each one of these back on themselves to make sure every crease has been well and truly put into place. So when I stick this down, that is going to form the spine within my book. So I need to put tape along the back there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the second one, put some tape on, and I'll be back. Right, I'm back. I put some tape on the back of my spine. Now when you come to make the actual rucksack bag, on the bottom piece here, I'll turn it over, you get an indent line. I'm hoping you can spot it. And what would happen is that tells you where to place your spines when you're making your rucksack bag. Now, because we're making a book to go within the rucksack bag, I need to push mine in a little bit. So I'm going to push my spines so they're near the crease here. And then, just fold that bit over, so they're near the crease there, and then I will chop away the excess pieces there, and then I can join my second piece on to create the actual my book mechanism. So I'm going to go and get that stuck together now. So as you can see, I've got them in place. So I'm going to trim away the excess. I've got another cover here, which if I fold in the right place, will go on the back, and that will become my book. And then I can trim this away so it fits perfectly. So I get a stronger actual spine to hold all the pages. So I'm going to start trimming away and sticking this back on, and I'll be back. Right, that's my little mini book made, as you can see. So I've got the spines and I've got my covers. So if I look at my rucksack now, I can have choices. I can put it in like that, so when it all closes up, it all fits in place. I could actually do it so it sits in like that and all close up. So I've got different choices at the end of the day. But I'm probably going to do mine that way. So now when it closes up, I've still got my bag to put it all in, but I've got an album that I can take away and then work on the bag separately if that's what I want to do. So let's move that. So what I'm going to do now is I've got some pieces. I'm just going to decorate the covers, and then we'll look at actually putting in the pockets, the actual wallets. Now, to make the pockets, the wallets to go inside here, we need 4 of them. But that means with the cutting edge die, you will need to cut 8 of these, because you'll need 2 to go either side. And then on each edge here, you'll need to put some red liner tape. You get a decorative panel, which you can use to go and put on the front there, but it's also the same panel that will go inside to make your little photo mounts or whatever you want to put in there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the red liner tape on and stick down all my different panels, and then we'll come back and we'll assemble this together. So that's all my panels done. Now, putting these together to make your wallet, there's going to be lots of different ways, and the design team will show you lots of different ways. You've got to find the way that works for you. Now, I'm going to do the way that works for me and the way that I've actually found it easier. So the first thing I prefer to do is I like to join my panels together. Okay, so they'll join like that. So let's take the tape off here. And let's join my panels together. And then crease. And as you can see, once that panel's been backed over, that will then make your wallet that sits on the top. So let's make sure that one's creased. Then what I like to do is I like to take my red liner tape so I've run my red liner tape along the whole of the bottom. I can crease that in. I'm just going to make sure it's creased. That bit will go in there. And then what I can do is I can begin by sticking the pockets in place. So that bit will stick in there. That bit will then fold over the top, and then I can put the side bit in. That's just the way I found it easier. If you preferred, you could put some red liner tape straight away onto these bits back and front and stick your pockets that way. Okay, that's the quickest way I found, and the less, less faffy for me personally. And then you would create your different pockets to go, tabs to go inside. Obviously not these ones. Okay, so I can stick all those in place. So I'm going to go away and get all the others done and come back to you when the book is fully finished. As you can see, I've stuck everything into place, and they're my pockets. So that's my little mini album, which is going to sit inside the rucksack. I've got myself some other bits die cut out, because I can't make my mind up yet how I want to do the closure. Do I want this coming round like this? So I'm going to go off, die cut up some other bits, get all my embellishments and all my extras die cut and ready, and then I'll come back and share exactly how I've taken it further. Okay, a wee while later, I did go off and I did have some fun and I did decorate absolutely everything. So what I thought we'd do is have a walk through, a catch up basically of what happened next. So here's my actual satchel, and I've put a pocket at the back as well, although I don't know why. I just thought it looked rather cool to have a pocket at the back rather than a plain back. Now, instead of magnets, I've used Velcro, and I still use those butterfly bits, but I thought it'd be nice just to do them as like they were fancy button clips. So you get the corner bracket here, as you can see, and all I've done is I've just cut that bit down, and I've added just some circles, which I've just punched out with a hole punch, believe it or not. So we open that up, and as you can see, that leads in to the centre part of the satchel. So if I open up the sides, put that side there, open up that side. I've got a pocket here at the front, and I've just put some little mats and layers, so you could put some little photos in there. I've created a tag from some scrap card that was left over, and then using the clip that would join these together, I just made it like a little embellishment, like a little flower. So they are on the front. So this then comes forward. So I'm going to open it up. I'm going to do it this, and I've got a pocket again on the opposite side. And let's move them out of the way, and I can lift it up. Now here, I don't know whether you can see, that bit there is actually the arms that create our straps. And I thought it'd be nice to use it as an embellishment and tie everything in together. And all I've done is taken a scrap of card and thread it through and just mounted it up to make it a different sort of embellishment. So I've got a pocket opposite this pocket, and again, I've just got some mounts in there and some little photo booklets. And at the back, I decided to put another pocket, and again, some little photo mounts. I can't put them back in and hold it at the same time. So everything matches, and then I've got a tag. Right, if I put it in the right way, Louise, that would be better, wouldn't it? There we go. So I'm telling myself up, telling myself off, and calling myself officially. So the idea is I haven't used this bit here to create the rucksack. So I've kept it like this, and this is where my mini album would go. So I've got my mini album would fit in that gap. The satchel all closes up, and obviously the sides will then close. I won't do it. And now I've still got my beautiful bag to hold everything. I've got pockets that I can still put journaling cards. I can put photographs in, anything I'd like. But I've then got a separate album that I can take out and work on. And I've kept the album design to be quite similar to, you know, the rucksack design. So I've done the straps again, and I've got, this time I'm using the clips to hold my album closed. I've put a pocket, but then this is where I made a slight boo-boo. I put the pocket on, and I realised I put it on upside down, so everything would fall out. So all I've done is I've taken the strap again, and you do get this sentiment die in here, it says Open Me, and I've just put the strap on there, another piece of Velcro, and I can then use my pocket. I can put bits in. I've then got that to hold it in place, and they don't fall out. So that was a quick recovery, but at the time I just went, oh no, what's happened there? What did I do? So as you can see, I've got a tag in there, so that just holds it in place. So these open up, and we can then put that back, and it goes into my album. So again, another pocket, and I've done a deep pocket. You can, what makes a really cool pocket is this bit here, which is a separate die. You can layer that in, which means you have a lovely decorative edge straight away as a pocket. And then I've used the little inserts that come with the satchel, but rather than have them in the satchel, they would stand that way up. Okay, I've decided they'd work just as well if I did them horizontally. And then in each one, I've put different photo mounts. You get this die in here, which is obviously your tab that you can pull things in and out, and then they just sit back in there again. And I've done the same for all of them, and I've lined the tabs up so they go in order, or whichever way you want to do it. So I've kept the album relatively simple. I mean, I'm very tempted to put another pocket at the back here because there is enough of a gap there. So the album closes up. So you would pinch these two together. I'm trying to do this in the mid-air. I'm going to have to put it down, sorry. You pinch those two together. They open up and it holds it securely in place. So that is my album within the satchel. And I thought it was a lovely take that we could still use the rucksack, satchel, whatever you want to call it. We've still got pockets to put things in if we wanted to. But we've got an album within it, so we can work on our album separately from our actual satchel. So I'm just going to put everything back together, pinch those. As you can see, it just goes through there. Put that across there, pinch those together. And I can do that there, open them up, and I'm back to having my whole lot done together. Obviously I haven't put these in very neatly, and it works beautifully. I hope that's inspired you for when you get your dies home, you know, to think about something different with your dies and different things that you can actually do with them. Any questions or any comments, just leave them down below. I'll link to everything that I've used in the comments section below. If you aren't already a subscriber, I'd love it if you'd subscribe to my channel and hit notifications and likes. That would be really, really cool. Sorry, I'm fiddling and talking to you at the same time. I'm going to stop now. Right, as I said, I hope you enjoyed that. Watch out, I've got another couple of videos showing different things with the satchel dies. So I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.